Hello, welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports with Rick Manarino. What's going on? How you all doing? Hope everything is good. I hope your week has gone fine. Uh, just to stop for a moment to thank you for your patronage, watching the shows, being a great fan, following us, sharing our shows, following us on YouTube and Roku and here at WWDBTV. We appreciate it. We appreciate it very much, and I thank you. I want to take a minute again this week to make sure you watch my NBA show. That'll be up when you look at this show. Just follow right behind it and watch the NBA show. Both shows are about 20 minutes, so they're not long shows. No commercials in between. I just make it easy for the whole audience to enjoy it. So I make it quick. We talk about some great things. NBA, it's playoff time, so take a minute and watch my NBA show. I would really appreciate it. If you're watching this show, take the couple extra minutes, and I got a couple of betting tips in there, so give us a look. Please give us a look and watch our NBA show. Let's talk sports. What do we want to talk about today? Well, there's a lot to talk about, but we'll talk specifically about a couple things. Hockey playoffs are coming. Everybody's vying for that position. Everybody's trying to move up. The Golden Knights, it's been an up and down year for them. I mean, that's the one team that a lot of people predicted to win it this year. I think that, teams like the Florida Panthers and those in Tampa Bay, those are pretty good teams, and a lot of good teams this year. It's going to be competitive, but I'd like to see the Golden Knights through a COVID and a lot of injuries. They have faltered, and they're trying to move up and maybe get into the number 4 spot. I think they're going to have to beat the LA Kings out for that. But hockey's been pretty competitive this year, and I'm excited for the playoffs. I think there's like only 7 games left in hockey. As you know, we already started NBA playoffs. The playing game started in the NBA and playoffs this weekend. But hockey's got about another week and a half left, and then we'll get into the playoffs. So you'll be able to watch NBA and hockey. So I'm always going to wish the Golden Knights good luck. And, of course, I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I'm always following Buffalo. But sad story in Buffalo every year. They find a way not to be good. So enjoy your hockey. Wanted to talk a little bit about the Masters. It was a good tournament, but it was, Scotty went on and won it, and Scotty Scheffler, and he had from gate to wire, he started in the first day and went to the lead and never lost that lead. Missed a couple putts there at the end when he had it won. I think he was a little embarrassed. He went from 12 under to 10 under on that last hole, and I was like, being the competitor a guy like that is, he probably was a little disheartened. I know he was nervous, and everybody watching him and his wife crying, and the guy misses 2 easy putts at the end to finish the tournament, and I was like, God, I just didn't like the way it ended, but he had such an easy lead that it was no big deal, but I know he didn't like the way it ended up. Rory McIlroy, what a great run. I mean, he made a great run at it, and there were a few others that made runs at it, him and a few of those other guys. It was everybody was up and down in that tournament. Of course, Tiger, had proclaimed that he thought he could win it, and I think Tiger ended up, +7 or something. He was great the first day, and then after that, you could tell that injury was really bothering Tiger, and kudos to you, Tiger Woods. I know you were in a lot of pain. You went out there and played. You gave it your best shot. And I really want to say, man, you showed a lot of heart. That showed me a lot. That showed me a lot, Tiger, for you to go out and do that. And I think you're going to play some more tournaments this year and just get healthier and better. So, Tiger, that was great. That was great that you made the effort. And I knew there was a point there where you probably were feeling like you wanted to call it a day and not play all 4 rounds. But kudos to you, man. You gutted it out and did the best you could for the fans. And I thought that was really special. Again, Scheffler goes out and wins it. That guy is amazing. I mean, they were saying 60 days ago he hadn't really won any big tournament, and now the guy's won 4. He's the number 1 player, become the number 1 player in the world. He knocked John Rahm off the throne, and now he's the number 1 player in the world. I mean, he wins 4 tournaments this year since February. I mean, the guy is on a roll, and I mean, just playing so well, and he stays so cool, and I really was quite impressed. But it was kind of, anticlimactic. You never thought anybody was going to truly challenge him. At least I didn't. I thought he was that guy that was going to go gate to wire and be the guy. So it was fun. Not as fun as I've seen some tournaments where it really got very, very close at one point in tournaments, and it just never really got that close. So it was okay. So congratulations, a lot of money won the last 4 weeks, and it's funny, he was saying, Scheffler, that him and his wife are just normal people, and what has happened to them, it feels like they're in a different world, because in 60 days this guy has won 4 tournaments and become the #1 player. And I mean, wow, he's captured that PGA Tour by storm, and I don't know if he can keep winning, but wow, really awesome. So congratulations. We move on to Major League Baseball. We've got our start here, and a couple teams are playing good ball. Watched the Dodgers yesterday against Minnesota. Clayton Kershaw starting the year great. It was his first start. Showed that he's ready to play this year. He looks a little thinner. I think he got himself in shape, and I think he took it as a personal challenge to play much better this year. He had a great outing against Minnesota yesterday. He actually threw 7 innings of perfect baseball. He was pulled after the 7th inning because it was 85 pitches, 80 pitches, whatever it was. I believe it was 85. They pulled him after 7 innings, and he didn't get a chance to throw a perfect game. And, as a team player he is, he said, we're a team, and I had never thrown that many pitches, so it's early in the year, and it's okay that Dave Roberts took me out. What do you all think? Should they have given him the opportunity to make it? Would he have got injured? I don't know. I mean, I think after this point in Clayton Kershaw's career, certainly a Hall of Fame career, he probably knows best, and I guess he was asked. And we don't know what goes on in the dugout behind the scenes, but that was the second time that Dave Roberts has done that. I think it was back in 2016. Rich Hill, again for the Dodgers, had a perfect game after 7 innings, and Dave Roberts pulled him. It's happened twice in baseball, and that's the 2 times it's happened. Dave Roberts pulling pitchers from the Dodger lineup with perfect games after the 7th inning. I don't know. It's early in the year, but I always think you go for it. And the minute you give up a hit, or the minute you give up I don't know what you give up, a walk, a hit, he's got a perfect game. I mean, come on, man. He hasn't thrown that many pitches in 7 innings. So let him go to 115 more pitches. I don't know. But I think you got to give the guy the chance to get it. I mean, I really believe you have to give him a chance. What do you all think? I'd like to know. I mean, give me a thumbs up whether you like it or not, or he shouldn't have pulled him. Clayton Kershaw, the class act he is, he handled it very well in the after-game interviews. And, I got a trivia question for you. Who is Kershaw's best friend? Who did he go to college with at Georgia, University of Georgia? That should tip you off enough. Who's Clayton Kershaw's best friend? Matthew Stafford. They went to college together. They're best buddies, both in L.A. now. What a year Stafford had. Huh? God bless that guy. After all those years struggling along in Detroit with that great arm he has and hanging in there hurt. But, they're best buddies. Man, they go to each other's ball games, and I'm sure that Stafford was at that game. Well, they actually were in Minnesota, so he probably wasn't. The Dodgers haven't played at home yet. They haven't had opening day. I believe it's today or tomorrow. But watch the Dodgers. They got a great team. They had a couple home runs last night by the Big Bangers. They got this kid Lux, who's going to be a really good ball player. Check out this kid Lux for the Dodgers. He played a bit last year, and in the playoffs he was striking out a bit, and I think it was overwhelming for him playoff baseball. But this kid is really good. Lux. He's in the lineup now. He had a big home run last night. Of course, Muncy has been a killer for the Dodgers. Had a big home run last night, and Bellinger had a home run last night. So, I mean, they still got both Turners, a good pitching staff. The Dodgers, they lost 2 out of 3 in Colorado to open the season, but up in Colorado it's too cold. They weren't ready to play. Went over to Minnesota, won 2 in a row. Now they're going home. So let's keep an eye on the Dodgers. I know it's Cleveland. Wait a minute. They're not the Cleveland Indians anymore. They're the Cleveland. I don't remember their new name. It's some kind of weird name. It starts with a C. Cleveland. Anyways, when you see the name, you think, at first I saw it, I go, who was that team in the Major League Baseball? Oh, it used to be the Cleveland Indians. Everybody wants to get away from those, Redskin Indian. We know down out in Washington, D.C., it's called the Washington Commanders now. I know that. It's no longer the Redskins, their football team. It's the Commanders. But it's the Chancellor. I look at so many sports. I don't remember. at this point, the name of the Cleveland. I know them as the Cleveland Indians. They're the Cleveland. But they're doing well. I think they're 4-1 or 5-2. Or Cleveland's playing real good baseball. It's been fun watching the Yankees. I watched the Yankees twice already. Lost last night in Toronto. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 3 home runs last night. Woo! 3 home runs last night. To start the season, I think that's like the 4th game. Guy had 3 home runs and a double last night. And they beat the Yankees 6-4. I was watching that game. And a couple of nights before that, I was watching the Yankees play Boston, and Yankees beat Boston. But those are all going to be very competitive teams. I think Toronto's going to have a good year this year. I've always been a Toronto baseball fan. I don't know why. I don't know. But I've always been a Toronto baseball fan. And I've always rooted for them, and I just hope that they have a good year. But, they're in that same league with Boston and the Yankees. Tampa Bay, that's tough baseball, man. Oakland's playing pretty good ball. It's good to see the Angels playing a little bit. I believe they're 3-3. They started the season 1-3 against Houston, but they've played well the last couple nights, and they're hitting the ball and pitching well. And they got the guy Noah Syndergaard from the Mets, so it's hopefully the Angels do good. The 2 teams I love to root for. I know the Dodgers. I always root for the Dodgers, but I'd like to see the Angels and Toronto step up this year. The Giants. For some reason, the Giants bug me. I guess growing up in L.A., the Giants bug me. The Padres, they always find a way to be irrelevant, not that important. In Arizona, Chicago, Mets, they got Pete Alonso over there. He banged a grand slam the other night. That was something, and felt real big about himself, flex for us, but whatever. That's baseball. They like to flip the bat nowadays and make all kinds of noise going around the bases and high-fiving and jumping in the air and proclaiming themselves a real monster. But, it's a lot of fun. Baseball started. I watch it. I like to watch the Major League Baseball Network. They got some really good analysts over there, some good announcers. So I watch a lot of that Major League Baseball channel. I don't watch as much as Game to Game or Fox or ESPN or a lot of games on those stations. I really like to zero in on that. They cover a lot of games, the day in review, and they call it Quick Pitch, where they go through every game that's happened during the day and give you highlights. So it's kind of like the NFL Network, where they give you a lot of highlights and a lot of games. So enjoy Major League Baseball. I mean, we're 5-6 games in. We got a long way to go. A lot of teams haven't even played their home game yet, like the Dodgers. So a lot of baseball ahead, long season, until October. But enjoy your games. I know you all have your favorite team. I have a lot of people that baseball is their favorite game to bet on. And I know my good friend Dennis Van, who is a really, 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 really great prognosticator, loves to bet on baseball. That's his favorite thing. Does very well there, makes a lot of money doing it. So good luck to Dennis this year. I'd love to have you in on a show and talk about how you do it with Major League Baseball. Maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll have Dennis Van in, and he'll give some tips on betting on baseball, because he does really well on baseball. Really, really well. He helped us out with football and did well on our NFL show. But Mr. Dennis Van, we'll talk to you soon. I hope you're doing well, sir, and we'll get you in on a baseball show. Maybe we'll get Pete Rose in on another baseball show this year. We'll see what happens, and maybe some of his friends, Tony Perez and that. We'll see what happens. Hope to have some special guests during the season of Major League Baseball, but there's a lot of knowledgeable people about baseball, so we probably will have some guests. I want to finish up today talking about NFL draft. I know you're all getting excited. I know the NFL draft is in Vegas this year, but I believe it's the 28th through the 30th of April. What an event. I mean, I know those of you that can't make it here, you're going to watch it on TV, but I know those of you who can't make it here for the NFL draft, you're going to have a good time. This city is going to be rocking. Vegas is going to be rocking. Nobody does it like Vegas. The NFL draft, if you can get here, come here. It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, all the hotels are having parties, a lot going on. The NFL draft is a big deal. It's like having an all-star game here. It really is. NFL will be fun. It's going to be nice. I mean, who's going to be the number one pick? It's bounced around. I've had people ask me, who's the number one pick? Who's the number one quarterback? Who's the number one receiver? Who's the number one defensive guy? I understand that the first several picks this year are going to be very heavy on the defensive side. My favorite kid in the draft, without a doubt, is Drake London from USC. I love that kid. I think he's a great receiver. I want him to be the first receiver in the pick, and I keep telling everybody, He's really good. The kid from Alabama I also like is that running back Brian Robinson. Nice kid. I don't know where he's going to go in the draft, but it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of defense, a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of defensive backs, and that's important in the NFL. You got to be strong on the backside, man, in the NFL. Of course, you got to have that great rush. You got to have those defensive ends and those guys in the middle that can be stoppers. But you got to have those cornerbacks in the NFL. When you're playing the top teams with great quarterbacks and great offensive lines, you got to be really, really strong in the back end. Those corners and safeties. It's big positions, but a lot of those guys are going. And we'll see what happens. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be second? First quarterback. I thought that the kid Pickett from Pittsburgh was going to be the first pick, but everybody's saying the kid from Liberty is going to be the first pick. So quarterback-wise. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited for Vegas. We're not that many days away. Within the next week or so, we're going to have that draft. I believe it's the 28th through the 30th. So, very, very exciting. The things that are going to be planned out here. If you can get here, get here. What's better? You're going to have hockey playoffs going on. You're going to have NBA playoffs going on. You're going to have the NFL draft going on. So you'll be able to enjoy the draft and get out on betting your favorite teams in NFL and NBA and just have a lot of fun, man. Just have a lot of fun. I believe it starts on Thursday and goes through Saturday. So, a lot of people come in Thursday early before the draft and then, stay till Sunday. So if you make it out to Vegas, first of all, be safe, have fun. Don't do anything too crazy. Vegas breeds that in all of us, craziness. But enjoy your weekend. Thank you for watching this show. Thank you for being part of it. Tune into our NBA show. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for checking us at all the different social outlets. But have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to be off for a couple weeks with some things I have going on and some travel. So I'm not going to be here when the when the NFL draft show happens. I will be back for NBA playoffs. But have a great weekend. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Enjoy. God bless. Thanks for watching.